Hey there, my friends. This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And as always, we have another amazing guest this morning. And this morning, Khanak is going to be talking to us about, her journey in learning here at Legendary, as well as going on to, launch her entrepreneurial endeavors, one of which is a language app, and she's just learning digital marketing and expanding her skill sets and her reach here with these strategies and skills. So with that being said, Khanak, welcome to the show. How are you this morning?
Hi, Dave. I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure. Where are you calling in from?
I'm in London right now.
Right now. So are you traveling around? Do you travel on a regular basis?
I'm kind of 50-50 between London and India. I grew up in India, so I'm also traveling next month in a couple of weeks, actually.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Well, what led you to Legendary? What were you looking to expand your skill set with? Start a new business? What was the thing that motivated you to want to start an online business or expand your skill set?
Well, I've been reading business books for like the past couple of years. It started with the 4 Hour Work Week. I'm sure you've read that.
Yeah,
And then
Tim Ferriss. Sure.
yeah, and then it kind of snowballed from there. That one got me interested, and then I read the Almanac of Naval Ravikant, and then I read Rich Dad Poor Dad after going through the 7-day challenge, 14-day challenge. Sorry. Then and right now the latest one that I've read is the Personal MBA. But basically, ever since I got into like the 4 Hour Work Week, I knew that I wanted to be some sort of an entrepreneur, and then affiliate marketing really started after I saw all these marketers on Instagram during my last year of uni, and I didn't have time at that point. But after I graduated, I had a bit of time, and then I thought that I would actually dive into it and get started.
Nice, nice. So you've been kind of a student of entrepreneurship for some time. What got you interested in entrepreneurship and personal development in the first place?
I would just say it was the 4 Hour Work Week. I don't know why I picked that book up, but after I did, I couldn't put it down and I couldn't get it out of my head that I wanted to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a book that God, that came
Ages
out
ago.
when I was coming online. I mean, 12 to 15 years ago.
I only read it 2 years ago, but
Oh,
yeah.
wow. That just goes to show the power of a book or of a video or of a course or something that's packaged that can live on for years, decades. And that's a great example. So, wow. Really,
Mhm.
really, really, really interesting that you just read that 2 years ago. Um, so what do you have any other, so you're currently in university or graduated from university?
I graduated last year.
Okay. What did you graduate with a focus on?
So I graduated with a Bachelor of Computer Science. I went to uni thinking that I'd do astronomy. I did that for my first year, then switched majors, ended up graduating in computer science. I also worked for a year as a software engineer during my third year of uni, but the company announced that they were shrinking, and they were laying off a bunch of employees, including me. So it was around the time that I graduated that I also lost my job. But because of that, I also got a pretty generous severance package, so I didn't have to work immediately after I lost it. So that's when I kind of got into affiliate marketing.
Hmm. And so, were you already doing affiliate marketing before you found Legendary?
No.
Okay. So what sort of light bulbs went off when you saw our challenge and when you saw our videos and when you started going through our education? What what sort of light bulbs do you remember going off that made you think this is something I want to pursue?
Honestly, it was just the kind of future where you could have like a passive income stream. I started getting unhappy in my job like a few months before I actually quit it. But I didn't really see another option at the point. I knew that I wanted to do something entrepreneurial, but I didn't have like a concrete plan to get into it. So the default route was to work for a few years before I figured that out. But with the challenge, it kind of seemed a lot more accessible suddenly. the steps weren't that foggy. I kind of had a path that I could follow and actually get there without wasting a few years trying to figure things out and working a job. So yeah, it was just it felt a lot more in my reach.
Mm. And that's, I think, the discovery that I made as well, was that I thought that owning my own business, particularly having an online business or venture, was something that was out of my reach. I didn't actually come into this industry with a degree or any college experience. I was a high school dropout. I had lots of what I thought odds against me. And I realized that I really could have a business, start a business. There was actually nothing stopping me from starting a business. There was nothing that I needed to know. It wasn't like being a doctor where I needed to have formal training or else somebody was going to die if I made a mistake. I could make mistakes in my business. I could fail forward. What As you were going through this, certainly some limiting beliefs had to pop up. What have you had to overcome mentally in order to move forward with this?
I think the biggest one, and it was worst at the beginning. It was what would people think, because there's a lot of, I guess, taboo around affiliate marketing, that it's not a real business model, or it's a scam. And well, it's not true. I understood that when I first got into it, but it was still difficult fending off the people who still thought that it was true. So it was kind of like protecting my image. I didn't tell anyone that I was doing it for months. Yeah, now I'm past that, but it was huge. It was like constant imposter syndrome at the time. Like, do I even believe in it at some point? And yeah.
And what did you learn throughout that? What did you learn about affiliate marketing and about just we teach four main business models here, and it's all around selling digital or information products. Of course, we call it the core four:
Yeah.
courses, coaching, events, and masterminds. Affiliate marketing is just one of the models. What have you discovered about at least the models that we teach here, how they exist or relate or fit into the world that we live in today in 2024?
Uh, they all make sense to me in terms of the three profit activators that you talk about. So I actually went through the materials. I studied it for probably a month before even starting. Like I looked at it as a university course. I was like a proper
Mm.
student of the whole curriculum. I feel like affiliate marketing was the most accessible because you don't have to have a product of your own. Now I do, but it was a great starting point for me. I haven't actually been through the other three modules, but the affiliate marketing one was very, very informative. It helped me get everything started.
Yeah, and one of the things that I didn't realize when I started, I wonder if you've kind of realized this too, is that almost every large company has an affiliate program.
Yeah.
Walmart, Amazon, Target.
I never noticed this before until I actually got into it. And then when I switched on the marketer mindset, I saw affiliate program links everywhere that I usually just would ignore.
Yeah, I call that putting on the marketing glasses. You
Mhm.
suddenly can see the internet in
Yeah.
all of the opportunity, or the ways in which these skills and strategies and business models are being used, kind of all around you and around us. And that, yeah, I've even bought through people's affiliate links before and didn't know it, or didn't quite understand why people were creating video content or writing blogs. Well, they had affiliate links embedded all throughout them.
Mhm.
That's why they're doing that.
Yeah.
Nobody just got up and said, you know what, I think I'm going to spend the next couple of weeks working on this video or this blog post or writing this creating this website just for my health. There's actually a business strategy behind it, and you have to know what you're looking for and able to truly understand it.
Mhm.
Now, you've gone on to launch a language app. Tell us a little bit about that. We've got that here, your fluency app. Tell us a little bit about that. I'll share the link to the website and your TikTok app handle to that particular page as well. Tell us how that came about.
Sure. And fun fact, it was actually named by one of my first, like, the people who commented on my videos. Like, when I started promoting this app, one of the first things that I asked is, what should I name it? Because I didn't even have a name for it at the point. And it was somebody who commented on a video that actually led to it being called Fluency App. But yeah, the general idea of the app is that it's an AI language partner. It's for intermediate level language learners. So after you get to a point in a foreign language where you can kind of hold a conversation, you could string together basic sentences, you can use this app, and there's this AI conversation partner that talks to you in the language that you're learning and also points out any mistakes that you're making, just to help you improve and instantly. Because if you talk, it takes effort to find an actual human to talk to practice a language. And also they don't point out each and every one of your mistakes. So this is just a way to kind of accelerate your language journey.
Wow, very interesting. And how did this come about to be an idea? When did you come up with it? And how has it become something that you wanted to pursue?
It was in my head for a pretty long time. I actually wanted to do my bachelor thesis on this, but my supervisor said that it wasn't research oriented enough. So I've had it in my head since probably the last year of uni, and I think I came up with the idea after ChatGPT got famous, and I was like, well, this is an application of it that not a lot of people at the time had thought of. Now there are a few language apps. We have done our research, and we have ways to stand out compared to them. But at the time, there were no apps like this. So it felt like a great idea. It would be a great advancement in terms of like just the educational landscape as well. Yeah. So that.
How has your experience here at Legendary, the education, the community, the practice helped you to launch this app?
So I actually joined Legendary quite a few months before I started developing the app. So initially, my first niche for the couple of months was MMO, and I was promoting Legendary. It was on TikTok, and I made progress, but then I went back to India for a couple of months, and it completely slipped my head that TikTok was banned in India. So that kind of just plummeted everything. Then I also switched to YouTube ads in the health niche. So I have about 5 or 6 months of failing at affiliate marketing before I actually started working on Fluency. But during those 5 6 months, doing those different kinds, like the first one was videos, the second one was like YouTube ads. So with all of those different platforms and all of that practice, I got really good at copywriting and making videos and everything. So I know that having a product, like the first thing that you teach is choosing a good product, a product that has value, right? So my first priority was building an app that would actually be helpful, but then I also knew that distribution and marketing was just as important as having a good product. So before I built anything at all, like as soon as I had a concrete business plan, I launched my socials. And as I just told you, even the name of the app came from somebody on social media. So both of those things started together.
Wow. Um, that sounds like everybody's well, most people's entrepreneurial career. The first chapter is all about failing forward, learning the skills, developing the just kind of, you know, understanding more about what you're doing. It's one thing to learn it in a classroom, it's another thing to apply it in the real world.
Mhm.
And for example, the girl from Caitlin, I forget her last name. Maybe it's Collins. She came out of college this year and was the big number one draft pick, and she was a superstar in college. And then she got into the pros and sort of failed forward for the first few months. Everybody was wondering if she was actually going to be good in the pros, or if she was just good in college. And now she's starting to get her stride. She's starting to become more successful. She's understanding what it's like to be a professional, and I feel like that's a lot of what the entrepreneur journey is as well. Legendary. So many students come through, clients come through, and they takes them 6 to 12 months to really kind of get their bearings straight and decide what they want to pursue long term. The affiliate marketing can be a great strategy to help you to get launched and practice the marketing skills,
Yeah.
which, you know, that's the power, that's the beauty of doing affiliate marketing, is you don't have to focus on running the entire business. You only have to focus on the marketing. And that helps you to, cut your marketing chops, as we say here in America. I don't know if that's a term over in India or London. Cut your chops, right? Like cut your teeth, get your chops. It's like learning, it's like learning one of the most important parts of your business, which is the marketing and the sales aspect of it, because so often people start businesses and they spend a whole bunch of time setting up their policies and procedures and operations processes, but they never make a single sale. And so they've spent all this time making their business cards, signs, spreadsheets, all this kind of stuff, and getting ready to get ready, but never actually really get their product into a customer's hands. And so, I love that you got your marketing chops, as we say, in affiliate marketing, and then pursued a product that has been in your head. It's almost like you realized or gained the confidence that you could launch something on your own, and you're actually using the marketing skills to promote it by setting up social profiles, creating content. How is this affected, improved your confidence around who you are and your ability to be able to succeed as you've gone through this journey, started here with Legendary, learning and now, launching both as an affiliate, but also now as a product owner?
Yeah. My confidence has gone up a lot on the marketing side. So even the first 5-6 months when I had almost no traction at all, when I was putting in a lot of time and not seeing a lot of results, I don't regret that part, because if I didn't do that, then that would be my situation with the marketing of the app that I have right now. But because I had all that experience, and I have now learned how to successfully promote something on social media, the marketing part of the app that I have right now has been really, really good. Like I have more email leads than I have TikTok followers at this point, which is something I could never have expected back when I was doing affiliate marketing on TikTok for the first time. At that point, I would celebrate every time I got one lead, and I only got like 3 in total, even after 1,000 followers. So it's like everything. I've come to see that every failed step is also something that I've learned. So I don't feel like I wasted any time doing anything. It's always been a growth journey, and now I'm just kind of seeing the results of what I learned while I thought that I was failing.
Yeah, and the beginning couple of chapters of starting any business or doing anything new, this is your entrepreneurial chapter. This is the chapter of your life to where you've stopped school and now you're in the real world. And I expect it to be hard. And I want to say this. I also, Khanak, expect it to continue to be hard for you. It is going to be hard. It is going to be sleepless nights. It is going to be anxiety. There is going to be low lows, but there's also most likely going to be high highs.
Yeah,
That's the roller coaster of entrepreneurship.
exactly.
And, and that's kind of what we sign up for. It's one of the reasons why some people love it. And it's why some of the reasons why some people can't handle it. And as long as you know that going in, and that's one of the reasons why we do this show. I mean, I've interviewed over 1,000 clients here, actual clients that have gone through our education. And I do this show because I want people to hear the good, bad, and the ugly. I want them to understand what entrepreneurship is about. And it's not about immediate success or, everything is always good. How do you embrace the tough times? How do you make sure that you're not getting into a spiral of overwhelm or impending doom, but stay positive?
In the beginning, I used to be very impatient. I had a lot of expectations, and part of me knew that they were unrealistic, but then part of me was also like, what if I get lucky? So in the beginning, it was quite hard mentally, but then over time, seeing growth, but also not seeing growth, like not seeing concrete results, but knowing that I'm learning things, I've kind of learned to accept that I'm in it for the long run.
Mm.
So now at this point, I'm kind of immune to those kinds of thoughts. It's like whatever's coming is going to pass. It's
I love that.
It yeah, at this point, I have quite like a pretty substantial email list at this point. I haven't sent one affiliate marketing email so far because I've also learned that there's a plan. If you try to sell too early, if you try to sell something that's not part of the plan, but you just get greedy because you have this many leads, it's not going to work in the long run. So I've kind of developed that patience as well. And yeah, I feel like I'm in Zen mode at the moment with all of this.
Good for you. Good for you. That's certainly the right approach. And you're talking about for the language app product. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great because I mean, when you're developing an app or a piece of software, people are mostly on that list to hear about that particular piece of software until it really gains traction, and then
Yeah.
you have enough people that are using the app and on your email list that you can afford to send out other promotions, and if people want to unsubscribe, it's not going to totally wipe out your email list.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you'll be there at some point, but I love the patience and the zen and also the immunity that you talk about in terms of to both external negativity and expectations as well as your internal criticism, and as you said, unrealistic expectations that we can also have. I think that was very clear and well said. When we start, most of us do have unrealistic expectations, but we have them in hopes that, well, maybe we will get lucky, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
like buying a
important.
lottery ticket. You know, it's most likely not gonna happen, but then you still kind of wish it does.
Totally. And
Mhm.
when it doesn't, it's easy to feel like a victim or go into poor me mode. Um,
Mhm.
but the people who are successful as entrepreneurs avoid poor me and sitting on the pity pot. Is that something that you say in India or London? The pity pot. Got to stay off the pity pot, man.
Haven't heard it before, but it makes sense.
Yeah. Got to make sure I don't spend too much time feeling sorry for myself
Mhm.
because nobody in the world feels sorry for me, especially not in India, right? When there's such a wealth gap.
Mhm.
America hasn't seen poverty compared to what exists in India. So
Mhm.
nobody, the truth is that if I chose entrepreneurship, you know, it's a choice, and my problems are now my problems. They're not my boss's problems. They're my problems, and I've chosen that path, and I need to own it, and I need to really make sure that I embrace personal responsibility and taking ownership over everything. Does that idea of paying the cost to be the boss? That's another saying here in America. Pay the cost to be the boss. Does the idea of taking ownership and being responsible for everything that happens in your business excite you or scare you?
Both, but I'd say the excitement outweighs the fear, otherwise I wouldn't be here. Um, yeah, I guess I realized when I was in my full-time job that, even if my vision kind of, even if I see what the company's doing and why they're doing it, it still feels like I'm not really building out my own dream. It's
Mm.
always someone else's. So, I knew from then that I wanted something of my own, and now I get to build it, so obviously there's a lot of excitement there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, and especially being so young, congratulations on that and taking the steps, that so many people much older than you are fearful to take. That doesn't mean they're less of a human than you are. It just means that um, somewhere along the lines, s- someone, something created a limiting belief, and I think there's so many entrepreneur dreams that are in the graveyard, because people just were too scared to pursue them. You're so young, you're so inexperienced, some would say. How do you deal with the fear of judgment about your youth and about the fact that you may be inexperienced? How would you handle that if a customer asked you about that in terms of protecting their privacy, or managing, in your case, managing code or things of that nature. How would you respond to some sort of a criticism like that if you had no choice to ignore it? What would you say?
I haven't had any of those kinds of criticisms based on my age specifically. Um, but it's also not just me. So I have a couple of friends. I have a friend who's a UI UX designer who's also helping on the app. I also have a friend who's a much more experienced software engineer than myself. And when I get stuck, he helps me out. So I have a support system. We have a team.
Mm.
So yeah, I guess that would be my response. It's a team that's handling this whole thing.
That reminds me a lot of uh, the story about Henry Ford, the inventor of Ford motor cars.
Mhm.
He was asked back in the early 1900s by reporters, they were hammering him with questions, what about this and what about that? And he said, hey, meet me at my office tomorrow and I'll answer all your questions. And so the reporter showed up at his office the next day, and he was in at his desk, and behind him, his entire team stood. And he said, all right, go ahead with your questions now. And so as each question came from each reporter, he would pass it off to another member on his team to answer for him, because to demonstrate the fact that so many people on his team, were experts in their own particular craft, and that
Mhm.
he wasn't the end all be all know it all. And
Mhm.
so that is a very that's a story that came up when you gave that answer. I really love that, and it's something for us all to model. I realized as well, I don't need to be the expert in everything if I am a humble learner and
Yeah.
also am surrounded by a great team. Um,
For sure. Even, like I've been saying for so long that I learned a lot about marketing over the 5, 6 months that, I tried affiliate marketing. But also since January, I've also been, having coaching sessions with Ryan. So I'm also not like an expert in the field. I've had a lot of direction from him. He's been incredible, but yeah, and even before that, I was attending a lot of the live support calls, Support 101, even Hot Seat. So everything really is a group effort. I've had a lot of support doing everything that I've done so far.
good for you. She's mentioning, for those of you who don't know, we do offer individual coaching sessions with our marketing coaches, and then the live group coaching calls that come with the blueprints. Many of you are looking for additional support and are not attending those calls. There are 2 calls per day happening as of right now. That may adjust in the future. Um, but, one is about just basic kind of 101 support, getting started. Where do you find things? Um, how do you set things up? The other is more advanced coaching call style, question, answer, hot seat. Um, no question is a dumb question, and oftentimes just showing up and listening to other people's questions make you realize that you had that question and you didn't even know it. So congrats for being a great student. I feel like to be a great leader, you got to first be a great follower. To be a great teacher, leader, you got to be a great student, and you certainly are doing that. And that's one of the reasons I have no doubt that you're going to continue to be successful, because you don't have to know everything. You just have to be resourceful
Mhm.
enough to use the things that you have or the resources at your disposal. What have you learned? We've talked a lot about what you've learned about marketing, what you've learned about business, what you've learned about teamwork and support and being resourceful. What have you learned about yourself throughout this journey?
I guess I've learned that I'm a lot more resilient than I thought I was. Like when I just started out, it was always, if this thing doesn't work out, do I keep going? Do I try something else? How long do I try something else for? And when do I know when to quit? But then those questions kind of turned into, how do I do things differently to make it work? Like you still have the same end goal, but you can do things differently. So even like the end goal from the beginning, I guess, was just creating a passive income stream, setting myself up financially while I'm still at this age before, so that I don't have to work another 10 years and then realize that I'm in the same place that I am right now. So it's kind of become like, if I can do things differently and still achieve that goal, which is why I now built my own product, because the things that I tried in terms of affiliate marketing didn't work out. And I'm sure I could have made them work if I tried enough different ways of doing them. But this is just something that I tried and something that's going to stick right now. But yeah, that mindset really changed in terms of, do I keep doing it, to how do I keep doing it and how do I achieve my goals?
Wow, that's really, really a platinum nugget there, that you just dropped on us, just in terms of, and it is about how do I figure this out? That's the entrepreneur spirit. It's
Yeah.
especially if other people are doing it and are succeeding with it, then it's just a matter of how. A lot of times it's simple tweaks that I need to make in order to be more successful with it. The meme or the picture, the image that floats around the internet sometimes about the guy digging for the gold or the diamonds, and he's only just a little bit away and he's ready to give up, or he does give up, and it was like, that reminds me so much of us. We can get frustrated, and it doesn't mean that we're like two millimeters away from like riches, but you're 2 millimeters oftentimes away from some sort of a breakthrough that gives you more hope and excitement to continue through the next week or the next month. And that's what the entrepreneur journey is to me. It's about finding those little moments to celebrate those small wins that over a long period of time add up to big wins. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. I've also started seeing a lot more business opportunities, like just as I explore more options. So even though I have my own product right now, I've found places in that product where I can also plug in affiliate marketing. So, for example, there was one video where I was doing kind of like a poll on social media for what languages my followers and viewers were learning, because we don't really have a paid advertising budget right now. So my entire audience base is the people who are viewing my videos on TikTok. So it made sense to ask them what languages they're learning so that I could put those languages in the app first, because they're going to be the first users of the app. And then there was one person specifically in the comment section, and I think it was for Welsh. So he went down and he found every single comment of somebody who was learning Welsh, and he pasted his own comment for a resource that he found was really, really useful in learning Welsh. And he kind of replied to everybody's comments, telling them about the resource, and then that kind of created a frenzy with people sharing things. So that kind of gave me an idea that I could also set up a resource library kind of section on the app's website, which I did. So now that's just a place for people who have suggestions, so that all of my following can view all resources in one place instead of just the people that read the comments. But also there are like a couple of resources over there that have affiliate programs. So I found an opportunity for affiliate marketing while I was also just sharing knowledge and sharing information. So it's not part of the core product, but it still has a place in the business plan. So yeah, I've just kind of learned to look for these kinds of opportunities. And you were also saying that there are so many blogs that you didn't realize at first were affiliate marketing blogs, but they are. So blogging is also part of the long-term plan. Like once the app is established and we have a good user base, we're also going to start an affiliate blog for that as well. So yeah, there are just a lot of opportunities for different kinds of business, even within like a product that I'm not an affiliate for primarily.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great example of just having those marketing lenses on and seeing the opportunity that exists in the world that you can capitalize on and really add more value to your customer base. I mean, that's what
That's
the
the
goal is. Yeah. And that's how sales are made anyways. I mean, just because you find an affiliate program with products you can promote for commission doesn't mean that you're going to sell them. They have to add value. You have to demonstrate the value. But if you find that perfect match, that's what it's all about. How can I find a match that's going to be a great ad, a great value add to my existing customers, what they're already doing? And if I can, if there's a product that exists like that, it has an affiliate program, great. The golden rule of one of the golden rules, if you will, maybe let's call it a platinum rule, is, you know what, you need to want to help your customers so much that if you find something that's helpful to them, you want to share it with them, even if you don't get a commission on it.
Yeah.
And if you have that outlook on your serving your customers and finding the best things for them, then it'll be even easier to find great products that sell. Because, for example, we've had people that have gone and taught product or service owners how to start an affiliate program and to share revenue with them if they promoted the product, because the product owner didn't have an affiliate program. So the first thing to really ask yourself when you're, and for everybody listening, it's depending on what niche you pick, the question that comes very soon after is, well, where do I find products that I can promote? Well, that the question is, what products will help people in this niche? That's the better question to ask. What will help? What is their problem, and what do they need? What's missing in their life? What will add value and be a solution? Now you can go look for those products, not just based on what has an affiliate program, but what are the best products in the marketplace for the solution. And there's a great chance those products will have an affiliate program. And if they don't, there's ways in which you can approach those product owners and say, hey, can we set something up? It doesn't, an affiliate or a joint venture, as sometimes people call it, doesn't always have to be tracked through a link. It doesn't always have to be coded. It can also be, a lot of times businesses use who referred you, right? So you ask who, if you just want to get something set up quickly, or you see a lot of people typing in promotion codes. That's how a lot of times people promote products off podcasts, where they can't click a link. The person's just listening. Go to such and such website, and during the checkout process, type in, Joe Rogan does this a lot on his podcast and other podcasts. Type in Joe as you're checking out in the promo for 10% off. He's getting an affiliate commission on that every time somebody types in a code. It's not just that he's doing that for, right? Sure, it's a valuable offer to the listeners, but it's also something that he is getting a cut on every single time they type in that code.
Of course.
So it's nice to know that, and nice to be able to understand that and see that, and have those ideas at your disposal as you're thinking and brainstorming and building your business plan. Or evolving your business plan, as right? A business plan.
Maybe if we grow to that point, we might even have an affiliate program for Fluency App at some point.
Of course you should. And it's one marketing arm of your business that, there's people who have affiliate programs for not only sales, but downloads. They even have affiliate programs for email opt-ins, where they pay a dime, a nickel, a dollar for every opt-in, because they understand what their customer value is worth. So once you start to understand more, if you own a product, of what every lead and what every customer is worth, which is very simple. It's a rather simple equation called your lifetime customer value, where you divide the number of customers into the amount of revenue you've generated. And so you get hey, for every customer that signs up, I make on average X amount of dollars. So now I know how much I can pay. I take my other expenses it costs to run my business, and then I see what's left. And if there's 30% left over that's profit to the company after my expenses, I may create an affiliate program that says, hey, I'll pay you 15% or 20% for every customer that you send my way. And now you're just creating another leg of your marketing strategy besides your organic marketing or your paid ads. And so this has been a masterclass of just entrepreneurship, humble learning, perseverance, as you said, resilience. Khanak, congratulations for your on your journey and your success so far. It's an honor to have you on this morning and hear about your journey. Come back and see me soon
Very
if
much.
you would. Okay.
I will.
And thank you for joining us here. I know it's coming up on late afternoon over in London right now. Please travel safely back to India, and we'll connect here in the next month or two and have you back on the show to continue to hear about your journey. Okay.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Thank you so much for having me on.
All right, my friend. We'll talk to you soon. Stay legendary.
All right. Thank you.
Bye
Bye.
bye. All right, my friends, you can find Khanak and follow her app profile where she is promoting her language app. It is called Fluency, and she described how it can help someone to improve learning a language through AI. Really, really smart young woman there from India and spending time in London right now. You can find her at the Best Language app over on TikTok. You can also find her app and information about her app at fluency.app. Okay, instead of .com, it's .app. You type that right into your browser. Fluency, FLUENCI.app. Go download it. Give her a download. Okay, go download the app. Play with it. Let's support her in her journey. This is a great opportunity for us to support a fellow member of this community. And I know I'm going to download it right now myself. I've been wanting to learn Spanish. I had a desire in the past after visiting Singapore to learn Mandarin Oriental. Learning a language can be difficult. So I believe that her work here can help us to learn. And you know what? If you want to travel, it sure helps to learn the languages in some of these countries so you can communicate easier and better. What wonderful work she's doing. All right, my friends, we'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode of Wake Up Legendary. We're into the thousands. We've done over 1,000 episodes now. I think she was 1,003 or 4. We're on a great roll. We're just getting started, my friends. Please go and get a text message reminder. I'm going to put this right into the comments so you can join our messenger list where we will send you a little message in the morning right at 10 a.m. Eastern time, right on Messenger here on Facebook. That link is right in the comments. If you're listening to this on podcast, then you will not be able to click that link, but you can go over to our Legendary Marketer Facebook page and you can find the link right in the comments. You can also email us at support@legendarymarketer.com and we'll send you the link to subscribe to that messenger notification list so you can get a notification when we go live every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. My friends, we'll be back tomorrow with another episode. Thank you so much, Khanak, today for a great episode and great inspiration. You all get out of here. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you back here tomorrow, same place, same time. Peace.